You know, every time I work on a tree, I feel a sense of connection with the tree. This is a juniper that actually got at one of the PSBA auctions, and it belonged to a member that actually passed away recently. So by working on this tree, I do feel a sense of legacy with it, and a sense of connection with the previous owner, because this is something they touched, something they designed, knowing that one day it'll get passed along to either their kids, and if they're not into it, their kids are not into it, that another artist would come in to assist in the pushing the tree forward. And so I haven't touched this juniper since I got it. And the reason behind it is, one, I've been busy, but two, I am not a bonsai professional in the sense, because I don't do this for a living. I do this as a hobby, and I am nowhere near the time and level of, you know, the existing artists that are out there. And so sometimes you get a tree before you have the necessary knowledge, I would dare say skills, to want to touch it, style it, and move it forward. And so I would never say that I'm a bonsai master. I am a bonsai hobbyist that likes to share the knowledge to other hobbyists, whether they're just starting out or have been doing it for decades, because there's always something new to learn. And no matter how long you do this for, you always learn something new. Every single year that passes, I learn something new, whether it's from reading, watching, or meeting people, visiting other people's gardens. I learned something new. Makes me think about my father when he was doing bonsai. He did it throughout the 90s. And back then I was just too young to really care. But now I kind of wish that I picked it up sooner and got involved in the hobby sooner, so that I could have shared my connection with him and moments with him and memories with him. I think, because at the end of the day, we can't take this after we die to our afterlife. We can take the memories, the love, the connection, the friends, and the feeling that we get when working on something with us. So I do regret that, that I missed that with him. But I do have his pots, and we still have some of his trees that he used to tend to, which helps us stay connected. And when I say us, I mean myself and my brothers. But I've also learned that bonsai isn't just a hobby. Ever since I've gotten into this hobby, I've met nothing but wonderful people. I've made new friends. I dare say better friends than folks that I have known for decades. You know who you are. And I think that is really important, and that's something that, you know, I want to kind of share with you folks through these videos and through visits to other bonsai artists' gardens, is that the connection that we make through this hobby is for a lifetime. And bonsai people just happen to be some of the coolest folks, seriously, in any hobbies across the board. So let me take you down to Florida.
Are you there yet?
And you can meet Bang. He has the same last name as I do, which is Nguyen. And I've never met Bang before, but I've seen some of his Facebook auction posts, noticed some of the quality of trees that he has. And we were down there for a family trip, but you know, I managed to steal a little bit of his time to visit his garden. And even though we've never met before, he invited me in with open arms.
Why am I? Interesting, okay.
And to me, you can't do that too often between strangers without some kind of connection. So, because we had this connection through bonsai, it was a given that we had something to talk about, something in common right off the bat. And that's a big deal. So yeah, nowadays, there's so much division. I mean, whether it's politics, stuff we see on TV, wars.
Yeah. Was it straight?
It's important that
So
we all find a way to have some common ground and stay connected. Because we're all the same.
Oh man.
We all want what's best for our family.
Should be easy to replace that one.
We want what's best for ourselves. In the case of bonsai, we want what's best for our trees.
Yeah.
We're all the same.
It's very unique. I mean,
So,
it's very.
even though Bang and I have never met before, he was welcoming enough to let me tour his garden. He invited me to go fishing. The man is a mean fisherman. He has got some nice trophies under his belt. And I love fishing. So I may have to take him up on that next time. But I was with my family, so that's a little bit hard to do. Bang has a very nice collection of conifers, and he loves Japanese black pine, and I do too, so we had some common ground there. It ain't easy to grow some of those trees in the humidity and heat of Florida, but he does it. And it's interesting because, you know, Florida, hot, humid. Right now they're dealing with a massive hurricane in that area. So I wish everybody down in Florida to be safe and protect yourself, protect your family. I hope that Bang is safe, because when we were down there, the kids were 1 minute enjoying some time on the beach, and the next minute it was torrential, get off the beach sirens and hurricane-like winds. But that only lasted for about 10-20 minutes, so I can't even imagine what a real hurricane would be like, where you're getting pummeled with 150-mile-an-hour winds. And so I feel for you. I feel for you there to have to deal with that. But yeah, going back to the topic of doing bonsai, I think that it brings this wonderful connection between people. I think that when we find that common ground, we develop this sense of protection as well. What I mean by that is that we want to protect those things that we love. I want to protect my trees, I want to protect my family, I want to protect my friends. And so with bonsai, I've been able to develop really good relationships with some folks in the hobby, and I want to protect those folks. And so, you know, not saying that bonsai is the solution, but I'm just saying if we are able to find that type of connection with one another, and there's plenty. No matter what views you have, no matter what differences you have, figuring out that connection with
Right.
one another helps us to
Lives in California.
live
He taught.
in civility. So we all have to remember that. It's your friends and your family who will be there for you. And to never hold the fact that you have different views against each other. Because everybody has the right to have an opinion, and that's okay. Just remember, it's okay. It's an opinion. You can live the way you want to live. They can live the way they want to live. And nobody needs to worry about imposing their will on somebody else. But anyhow, moving back to the hobby of bonsai. Back in 2000, during the pandemic, I ended up losing 3 family members. My dad to COVID, older sister to cancer, and then an older brother to cancer. All within less than 2 years. So I turned to bonsai as a way of escaping some of that stress, escaping some of that loss. And while I'm working on a tree, I don't think about anything else. Stress goes away. The feeling of loss will never go away. But this is better than some kind of medication to help you numb yourself, as I worked on trees. And it made me happy. So I think it's important that we all find some happiness, whether it's doing bonsai, something else, community outreach. You're happy with yourself, you will try to help others to be happy. Especially nowadays, it seems there's a lot of anger out in the world. So, my advice, do bonsai and stay happy.